ninjas, how are you doing? It's your girl Owamie, aka Miss Via for celebrating back for our entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, most definitely welcome. Please do make sure that I subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you. Now, my ninjas, I'm here to just plug you guys. This video is gonna be very short. Let me go ahead and plug you guys. Because I literally took these pills today morning and my energy is on fire. I feel like, what's going on? I feel so energetic, guys. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you guys obviously my journey. Some of you guys have asked what I used when it came to being anemic and also just recovering. Now, if there's one thing that I'll never ever not plug you guys with, it's anything medical, anything that can save your life. I will forever ever plug you guys. You guys know me. So basically, let's go ahead and just talk about the journey a little bit. Last year I started just feeling very dizzy. I couldn't walk up the stairs without like breathing and hard and like feeling like my heart is beating out of my chest, and I really did not take it to be anything. Honestly, I just felt like, well, you are very unfit and you are very unhealthy and you're fat. Literally, I don't even want to lie. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna actually start running. Now at that time I still had my treadmill. It was there by the balcony, and I do remember one day I actually went to my treadmill. I tried running, but I was literally just walking, but the way that my heart rate was like going, it actually scared me and I stopped, right? Which literally probably that also saved my life. Now obviously I never went back because of that, but I just started to like feel so bad. Hey, I even started literally like just downing myself, like wow. And then I remember I was with someone, and he basically just we were walking up here, and he was like, wait a minute, why are you so out of breath? And he's even like making jokes like, no, you need to exercise, like just to keep healthy, that's all. And I'm like, no, I will. And it really just made me feel so bad, you guys, because for me it was that thing of, you're just so unhealthy, like it's because of the fats. Now for some of you guys that do not know, I actually weigh right now, I've always weighed like 90 kgs. The most I've ever weighed was like, I think on the scale that I've ever seen was like 93 kgs, but that was like a while back. Like my normal weight is like 89, 80, 88, 89, 90. Usually it fluctuates between those, you understand? And I'm short, so because I'm short, it makes me look even bigger. But if I was taller, trust and believe, honey would not be considered. So but honestly for me, I was just like, wow, like you're just so unhealthy. Like, oh, I mean, you need to do something about this. So I do remember there was one day that I was home, I ate. I remember I had eaten late. I was like resting the whole day, and then all of a sudden, guys, I just had this horrible heartburn. It just could not stop. It could not go away, and I just felt like literally my whole body was on fire. My chest was on fire, and I did not understand like what exactly is going on, and it really honestly scared me. And I feel like I was also getting, that thing where you hear the whing sound. And so I was like, I know something is definitely off. And then that was when I decided to rush to the hospital. So I drove myself to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, I was still under Infinity Health. I think I told you the horror story of that. If you're with those guys, please cancel them if you love your life. Okay, well, anyway, let me not say cancel them. Do whatever it is that you want to do. But as for me and my family and my friends, I will never advise anyone to actually take those guys. Okay, especially also the horror stories that I had when I was at the hospital. It can never be me. But anyway, I get there and they run some tests. When they ran some tests, I don't know why I was like expecting something worse because of how I was feeling. I was feeling so bad, like I felt like literally I had like fire. So I don't know, I was like literally expecting something that was huge. Like, I don't know, I think social media also like really scares us because you see a lot. And remember, guys, I used to be a nurse, so I used to be at the hospital and I would see people sick. So I'm like having all these scenarios playing in my head, like probably it's this and that and that. And then they then tell me that, oh, you're anemic, your HB is so low. And when I tell you guys that, everything to me just made sense, because it's not like I do not know about anemic people. I know that, of course, you are going to be lightweight. Like, I couldn't like go down and come up and not feel woosed. Do you understand? And when they checked my HB at that time, if I'm not mistaken, I remember probably it was about 6.9, which is very bad, because someone's normal, like when they consider you to be normal, it has to be at 12 and above. So for it to be at 6.9, somewhere there, even 7, like that's too low. You understand? So obviously that was when they decided that they were gonna do blood transfusion, which means that they have to admit me and actually give me blood. Now the reason why they have to admit you when they do blood transfusion is because they need to monitor you. So they wanted to admit me a minimum of 3 days so that I can get the pints of blood that they feel is gonna be needed, and then obviously they can monitor if my body is taking the blood well and everything like that. And so you have to be at the hospital for 3 days, right? Now obviously, because Affinity did not want to pay, I had to pay like over 30k, if I'm not too mistaken, or almost there, for 3 days. And I just felt, okay, I could pay that amount, but after 3 days when I'm out, I knew I was gonna regret it, guys. Like, it was last year. Remember, I was like in the midst of losing the salon. So financially, I could be able to pay that, but it would have been a big stretch. And I know for a fact that I was not going to afford the stuff that I needed to do. At that time, my sister's still going to college. So there was just a lot that was going on. So I literally had to sit down and I was like, you know what? The same blood that they give me here that is donated, I can literally get the same blood from a public hospital. And so that was when I decided I was going to just discharge myself and then go to to a public hospital. And so I did go to a public hospital. When I got there, won't he do it? The doctor there, she was like, Ninja. I'm like, oh, so she was a Dr. Ninja who she may have or may have not actually done some favors for your queen, like you lot need to just shh. But basically she checked and she was like, yeah, we definitely have to admit you. And I remember just begging her, I'm like, listen, I will do anything that you say if you can be able to treat me as an outpatient, right? Like, if you tell me I need to come here this time to get this and that, I'll be able to do that if I can be out. Now obviously she couldn't like do blood transfusion and not admit me, so I was like, okay, we can work on like what is it. But I will not even lie, the doctor at the public hospital, she was more thorough than even the doctor in the private, because there they just told me that, my HB was low, but they never like tried to find out why it was low. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which I feel like they should have just run those different tests at the same time. So what our ninja doctor did basically was that she checked what was wrong, and we found out that it was actually my iron levels that were very low. That was the reason why I actually was like, having such low HB. Now, for some of you guys that do not know, 2020, I actually had an operation where I got the fibroids removed. Now with that operation, I don't remember if they blood transfused, like I don't think they gave me blood. If they gave me blood, then it was the time that I was unconscious and I just did not see it. But I do remember they came, they checked my blood, and my blood was okay, enough for me to can go for surgery. And when I came out, I think my blood was still okay, to a point where obviously there was not much, like I didn't even need blood transfusion, I think, because if they gave me something, I was unconscious, I never saw that. So basically for me, after the operation, I could not eat, and I couldn't eat meat, like all meat I couldn't eat, like anything meat. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. I even remember when I went for my first consultation and I asked the doctor, like, what is going on? I can't eat meat, like meat smells, I can't eat food. I was literally just eating watermelon. That's the only thing that I was literally stomaching. But then the doctor said he wouldn't understand because your reproductive system and your digestive system do not mix. So just give yourself time. But that went on, guys, like for years. The year 2021, I struggled eating meat. The year 2022, I was also struggling. But towards the year end of 2022, that was when I could be able to stomach like chicken, but I couldn't eat red meat. It was really bad. And another thing again, I do not eat a balanced diet. So I don't have your livers, I don't have your spinach, stuff like that. And so obviously it made a lot of sense why my iron levels dropped so drastically. The other thing again that I can tell you guys that I was very much I could see like very very much was that I was having memory loss. Like it was really bad. The day that it was really really bad was when I actually missed my off ramp, like coming home. Like I can't miss my off ramp. And and when I say missed, I'm talking about how I feel I was starting to get confusion because I was driving. I could see the lane, but I'm like, wait a minute, am I supposed to go to this lane or that lane? And that was when I was like, wait a minute, am I forgetting my way to home? Like, what's going on? And literally the N1, which I've driven like a billion times. And yeah, also the other thing that I can tell you guys or show you is that if you guys remember, my tongue, it actually had a lot of dark black spots around. Those started developing when I was this side. I guess that was when my iron levels were dropping. And I would say that would be that because after I started my supplements, my tongue got better. It has started to go back now because I had stopped. I don't know why. I felt like I was okay, but I've literally just gone back to them, right? And then I also would always have sort of like a sore here. It's not like I don't know, like my lips would be very dry, and when they are dry they would just crack. So it's not like a sore, but it's a crack that would then be very painful. And I remember there was a ninja that actually suggested that I go and do something. I can't remember what that was, but and then my tongue as well, it was very white, like very 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 white. I remember someone even commenting saying maybe it's a sexually transmitted what. No, darling, it was my iron levels and my blood levels being very low. The other thing again that I can tell you guys, I was very pale. My hands were as white as snow, and I remember even my skin looked very different. There's one video that a friend of mine actually sent me, and she had taken it when she was here in my house, and it was a long time ago. I was playing with the baby, and when I saw that video, guys, I think the thing that broke my heart was the fact that I could just, like, looking at it, I'm like, oh my god, like I look so sickly. Like, how did I not even realize that I was literally sick, And with that, obviously, what the doctor suggested, the ninja doctor, was that I'm gonna have to get on iron drips, which I did. And she also I can't remember, there was something she gave me to drink, and then immediately my HB went up, like I think by like a 1 or 2 somewhere there, like a point something, and she was like, okay, it's going up, so maybe what. She also gave me some supplements, which were 3. I did not read what they were, honestly. I was just taking them, and then I had to be on bed rest, so I wasn't even really uploading on YouTube. If you guys remember, it was the time that I was literally just like, I would say almost like bedridden. I was really so sick, hey. And I think that I was beating myself so bad. I was beating myself up so bad because I was like, first of all, you don't love yourself, because number one, why is it that the first thing that you just went to is that, oh, you're fat, and that's it, and you were so self-dismissal. Like, you should have known better. I mean, that somebody that is anemic, they have those. And again, when my mom passed, she was very anemic, so I was like, why couldn't you even think of that? And when they told me that I was anemic and I had to get blood transfusion, I will not lie, guys, like it really triggered me. It took me back to that time when my mom was like, almost like about to pass. She was being given, I think they had given her 3 pints of blood or something. Like, she was completely out, and she was now at a point where she was fainting and everything. And I just really felt so bad, and so sad for myself, because I was like, I know we always talk about how we love ourselves, but I was like, then I should have some sort of hatred towards myself, because why is it that I went to self-punishment, like pointing fingers to myself, you, and I didn't actually think of, oh my gosh, like my body is literally maybe lacking something, So it was really a long journey, I won't even lie. After that, obviously, every time that I would go to check, my HB would actually be going up. And I would go to check my HB there by either Clicks, or I would even go to Discam. Those were the 2 places, because at least it was closer. And so the pills were obviously working, and I would just communicate, and she would basically help. So basically after that, what had happened was that I then developed insomnia. And I actually Googled if those pills could actually give someone insomnia. And they actually did say that it was a side effects, they said it rarely happens, but in some rare cases it does. And I guess I was one of the rare cases because it happened to me. I could not sleep to save my life, and unfortunately when I was not getting sleep, I was very irritable. I was not productive at night. My eyes are open, and I'm exhausted, and you can't even focus. So I couldn't even like work or anything like that. It was really just a tough time for me. And that was when my sister, who is a pharmacist, actually decided that because that was when I shared with her, because I had never shared that I'm struggling with insomnia, this and that. And so she asked me to send her the pictures of the pills that I'm taking. And when I sent her, she was like, I think I have a better one. You need to stop the ones that you're taking and just take this one. And the pill that I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and I'm gonna plug you on, it's called Ferimed. Okay. This pill's, not even going to lie, a life savior. So the only downside of this is that I feel like they're very expensive, guys. I don't like when it comes to money. I don't like things that take my money. Like, why? Because 60 capsules go for like $400, which I feel is a lot of money. It really honestly is a lot of money, and I don't have a medical aid yet. I'm still going to, I need to sort that out. Honestly, I did get a code from Discovery, and wow, the prices are not cheap, but we don't have any choice. But anyway, their capsules are like $400 for 60. But the good news is that they actually do have 20 as well, which goes for like 200 rand, so half of that. So usually I'll just buy the 30 every month. I don't know why, like I feel like it's better. Somehow it's like, okay, it's 200 and not 400. But obviously, like every month now, I'm gonna have to be buying this, which obviously it's definitely worth it. With these pills, I have not experienced any side effects whatsoever. If anything, if I'm on this, my energy levels are up. These pills literally got me from like an 8 to a 14. Like I'm at 14. I was at 14 last I checked, and that's why I decided to stop, because I felt like I was healed. But now that I was starting to see the signs, my energy levels starting to go down, this and that, and then I was like, it's time to go back to Ferimed. Okay, so yeah, if you're someone that is struggling with anemia, and it's because your iron levels are low, these are very good. You do get them over the counter, but they do not need any prescription, which is obviously good. But again, before you can even take this, please also consult your doctor, because honey, I ain't a doctor, okay? I don't want anybody to be like, I took these pills because Owamie told me, and then now I'm going through this. No, I'm saying this worked for me, so you can make your own decision. But anyway, ninjas, I love you guys so much. And yeah, man, please take care of your health. We should also do these tests, regularly. So I think that every 6 months, I'm also gonna just be doing tests, like proper just tests for everything. Because wow, guys, like ushu, I don't even want to lie. But anyway, ninjas, I love you guys. Stay blessed, and I hope this video was actually helpful. And I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.